Hi everyone, my name is Estefania. It's been a long time since I make a video, but I just wanted to come on here and give a quick little message. Something has been coming through pretty significantly these past few days. I've been reflecting a lot on my self-growth throughout this year, and I'm just really excited for everything that's to come. I've been seeing apartments today all day, so I'm a little tired, but I'm also feeling really excited for everything again, everything that's to come. And today I just wanted to focus on the importance of putting yourself in places that will be uncomfortable in the beginning, but will ultimately kind of stretch you to where you can propel yourself to where you want to be. And I wanted to bring in two different examples. So the first example is right now I am looking to live closer to my job. I really enjoy just commuting very fast to my job. In vet school, when I was in veterinary school, I lived right across the right there. So my commute was like 5 to 7 minutes, and I feel like just being a student for so long, I got used to living on campus and just being it was so fast for me to get to where I needed to be. And right now I live around 20-25 minutes from my work, so I just wanted to move a little bit closer. And the little bit closer area is a more high-end area. Again, it's like more upscale here in Denver. And initially I was reluctant to live around there because, again, you know, the prices for rent can be a little bit more high in comparison to where I'm living right now, which I love where I'm living right now. I could definitely live here again, but I just want the area, but I just wanted to live closer to work. And today when I was looking at apartments, I'm seeing these apartments that are beautiful. Like, I'm telling you that I sit down in awe just looking around because everything is so beautiful, everything is so luxurious, everything is so beautiful. And it's crazy to me how people have access to these things, and then I ask myself, what makes me different from these people? Like, what are these people doing differently that I can't do for me to be able to live in these areas? Because I'm a Taurus. I have a Taurus stellium in the 10th house of Capricorn. So I do not come from money, but I would like to leave this earth with a lot of money. And part of that is putting myself in places where I'm not comfortable initially, right? So I mean, in these places, conversations I'm hearing are way different to the conversations I'm hearing here. And part of this year for me has been to grow my financial literacy, like become financially literate, because I feel like they don't teach us anything that has to do with finances. They just teach you to go to school, go to grad school, have a lot of loans, and then live paying off your loans, right? Which I'm grateful I did that route, but just looking at things now, the millionaires of the world are not doctors, they're not lawyers, they're not engineers, right? So when you start thinking about that, you really start to just analyze the things that we've been taught and the fact that we have just been taught this way of thinking to just put us in a box, and at the end of the day not have a hold of your finances, which I think is so important. You know, like, money is everywhere. I love money. My relationship with money is beautiful. I did not start there, but I think it's very important to actually learn the ins and outs of what being financially literate means. And part of that is putting yourself in places where you hear those conversations, where are able to ask, like, how did you get to where you're at? Like, that is so sexy to me. Like, being able to propel myself to the next level. Like, I am surrounded by all of these people that are already in the levels I want to be. Obviously, my only choice is to go up. So that to me is very exciting, just like being able to put yourself in places where, like, initially you'll be a little uncomfortable and feel out of place, but know that if that's where you want to be, you will get there putting yourself in these places, right? The second example I wanted to offer was my job. So I'm a veterinarian. I have the best job in the world. Ini, what's going on? He's like, he didn't introduce me. This is Pequeño, my little baby. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Y el juguete? ¿Y el juguete? ¿Y el juguete? you. I see him from the mirror. So yeah, so as a veterinarian, when I graduated, my interests were solely on general practice, and I really love integrative medicine. So I love working with orthopedic patients, with neurologic patients, but doing more of the rehab sort of thing with acupuncture, with cold laser, and I'm currently working on incorporating herbal medicine and food therapy, which I think is super important. But again, I enjoy being in the rooms for hours, kind of working on client education and connecting with the client, connecting with the pet, having that relationship. I never saw myself in something like urgent care. I didn't even want to do surgery. Like, I was super turned off by surgery, and it was because I was afraid, right? Like, with surgery, there are so many complications that can happen. You are liable for a life. Like we put these pets under anesthesia, and it's you and your techs, of course, your amazing team, but it's you guys, and just if anything happens, it's back to you, you know? So I was just very hesitant to do kind of the more crazier things in vet med. And I initially started a general practice, and that didn't really work out, just a pretty toxic work environment. And when I was looking for jobs, I kept hearing about Sploot. So Sploot is here in Denver. They have locations in Denver and Chicago. They're currently opening some in North Carolina. And Sploot is urgent care and primary care. And I loved my interview. I loved the doctors that I was able to shadow before I started. But the fact that it was urgent care was keeping me so, like, I was nervous. I was nervous because, again, I thought that me in an urgent care situation, I would freeze and panic and cry, right? And again, the caseload is super high. Like, it's not the cute puppy kitten vaccines, hee hee ha ha. Like, it's actually like sick pets, you know? Like, the sick pets were open 365 days, so you get it all. Like, when other veterinary places are closed, that's all that we get. And again, I was super hesitant to do this because I was nervous. Like, I was super nervous to put myself in this position. But looking back, I've been with Sploot for about 6 months now, and when I tell you, I have grown to become a doctor that I would look up to is an understatement. Because again, like, going back, my goal out of vet school was I want to be a good doctor. I want to practice gold standard medicine. I want to provide the best care that I can to my patients, knowing that every day medicine is changing, and open to learning new things, applying different protocols, and just being able, again, to provide the best care that I can for my patients because they deserve it. They're perfect. And Sploot has allowed me to do that. And I would have not had this opportunity if I wouldn't have pushed myself out of my comfort zone, right? And just joined an urgent care practice. I've had cases where it's, you know, it's so overwhelming, and we always joke around, we're like, this is urgent care, like urgent care. And I am so proud of myself, just like seeing the way that I respond to crisis. I really like underestimated myself, and I wouldn't be here right now feeling confident and knowing and trusting that I can handle anything that comes my way. I still would not do emergency. Like, mwah to all the emergency doctors out there. I think the number one thing we have to do as humans is just evolve. And it's uncomfortable to evolve because it's this constant death and rebirth cycle. But I want to die and I want to rebirth every time stronger and stronger and stronger. So that is what I wanted to share today. If you are at a place where you're kind of choosing between jobs, or you're being offered a higher position, if you have the opportunity to move countries, to move cities, and be uncomfortable for a little bit, I 100% recommend it, because I really think that's the only way that you will be able to push yourself to the levels that you want to be. And again, just go back to your goals. Go back to the kind of human that you want to be, the kind of person you want to show up as. My goals for my career have always been to become the best doctor I can, and I have joined a company where I get to practice gold standard medicine. I get to work with incredible teams and be able to provide that service to my pets, and that is incredible. Even though every day is insane, you know, we get crazy cases, we show up, and I trust myself to show up and be able to make it happen. Like, what's up? Where are you gonna bring me? Like, let's do it. Let's do it. You have the support, you have the team. You can do it. Like, trust yourself. It's a lot of just trusting yourself too. And then financial literacy. I want to be the first millionaire in my family. That's one of my goals. Because I think we deserve it. There are so many people with money out there. Like, what makes them different from us? Especially being Latina, being a minority. No, like, I am so tired of that gap. Like, hello, I'm stepping up. What's up? And I think part of that is putting myself in a living situation where, again, I am paying more, but I know that it will be worth it because the walks will be different, the people I interact will be different, the situations will be so much different, higher levels. I need to be in these higher levels for me to grow. It'll be uncomfortable in the beginning, but just know that it is so worth it, okay? We are doing this together. Being human is wild. It's a wild ride, but every day we learn. It's just about gathering input, gathering data, the next morning waking up and applying that data. And just knowing what works for you, you know? And that's the beauty of it. So I'm sending you so much love. I hope you have a beautiful week and we'll stay in touch. Bye.